electrical timing. When I moved the camera to face forward, we hit a puddle. It doesn't matter, but fretting about this camera and memory card because it says I used an hour of memory to go to Walmart and back. That didn't take an hour. And it also shows that the memory card is never completely empty. It should be at 18 and a half hours and it's at 16, but now it's already at 15, even though I might have been gone 30 minutes. Well, yeah. At least I can film everything right side up now. I'd really like to get a chain of some kind for when I'm walking around and I need to use both hands. I don't have to necessarily turn it off, but I can just hang it around my neck. Also, it's more difficult to snatch it out of my hand that way.
I thought we got a wristband or something to go on your.
Not that I'm aware of. Nothing that can work. One of them, the screw wasn't the right size, and it comes with all those plastic pieces and straps and levers and just 35 pieces of plastic, but none of them do the most simple thing, which is just screw in the bottom with a little metal loop and a cord on it with a lanyard. That's all I want.
I was thinking that we got a keychain that had a ring that screwed on to the.
Keychain that had a ring? No, there was the big plastic piece from the tripod. But there was never a keychain or anything like what I want. Nope. But if camera is the only thing that I'm worried about, I guess I'm not worried about much.
Well,
I wonder if they'll be finished with this when I come back.
yeah, I don't know what to do.
Is it going to be like 85, like full lanes?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. But there's down at Harvin's Road, further down 316, you would not believe it. You know that interstate looking road that we went on, we crossed over the other
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
That dead ends into 316 down at the Kila, and you would not recognize it at all.
Yeah.
It's like Spaghetti Junction down there. So this is all exploding.
I like that one. It's just called Seafood.
Yeah.
Is it open?
It's about, I think they're open for lunch most of the time. It's newly reopened.
I know there's been a million different restaurants there.
Yeah. The Five Spot was there for a long time. Several years, probably the longest. They've there a couple of times with friends, and it was pretty good. Kind of loud, but it was pretty good.
The seafood is not on Google Maps. Doesn't look like.
What's that new?
Was that a Cajun place before?
I don't remember what was there last.
Oh, that's weird. The name of it is Vintage Cajun Seafood Restaurant, but it just says seafood on it.
So glad this red light is here. I still haven't gotten used to it.
I didn't know it's a new thing.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess it was a stop before.
Yes, it was a four-way stop. It was just always a disaster area trying to get through because people they didn't know how to take turns.
Yeah.
And
This review of that restaurant says, wasn't a fan of the staff looking at us. Finally get to film my leaves, sort of.
well, and now the meeting doesn't have plans for Friday. I guess we'll start working on how about that.
Well, it ought to be moistened up a little bit by now.
Yeah, that was what we had to wait for was the rain to begin because it was so dry. There was just no sense in trying to do anything. And there's lots of old roots and various things like that that have got to be cleaned up. But sometimes there was somebody had put rocks around in the backyard. I guess delineating beds and stuff like that. So that's going to be David's job to get those out. He said, well, we're going to have to get somebody to haul these away, aren't we? We were standing out there talking about the rock. He said, no, we're going to use those. We're just going to move them out of the way. Oh. He said, well, I know football, but I don't know gardens.
What a change in weather.
Yes.
Sunny and blue sky every day to this.
Yep. It's starting to make up for lost time.
Is this part of the park?
I think so.
Good, maybe they'll save it.
There used to be a house there, and they tore the house down, and so.
Yeah, I remember there was one.
And so I think it's been absorbed into the park.
Yeah, the more I think about it, holding the camera like this, I really have to get that keychain. That's more important than the charger. Can't think of another higher priority purchase right now than that. because this can be dropped and stolen too easily.
How will you attach it?
Well, it's got a screw on the bottom. That's the problem with what we were working with before. The screw cannot attach to the camera. So I just got to go to an electronics shop, I guess, and hope that they have one that works. And if not, I'll get by. And even if it gets stolen, it's $100. It's not the end of the world.
The place I told you about down near the Elwood place on Pleasant Hill, I have to think what it is. It's an enormous electronics place.
Well, it's such a specific piece and obviously not a standard size that they'll either have it or they won't. But I don't even trust them to call, really. I'd rather just show up and say, here's what I want.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be pretty. Even if I super glue two things together, that's good enough.
Probably have things listed online so you can get an idea of what you.
Or just a half D-ring that screws into the camera. And then I'll attach a lanyard to that. This hadn't changed much in 20 years.
The trees and the shrubs have grown a lot. Hoping to come to the fair this year, but I don't remember what happened. It was the first weekend of October. I didn't make it again this year.
It's cool that they kept those giant oaks at the entrance of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Don't see that much.
Well, probably will be it. The van is not paying attention.
Well, if I can remember, let's mount that camera before I go.
Where would it have to be mounted?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. You've got to be there. I can't do it without your opinion and input.
Well, there's not a place in the back to put it. So it has to be up here.
Well, it's a tiny camera. It's like this. But, you could put it back here behind the mirror, ideally, and then you don't see it as you drive.
I guess I was thinking that you wanted it to be 360.
360 now. Just to if somebody rear ends you to prove what you were doing when they did it,
Yeah.
or they could say you slammed on the brakes and caused the dangerous situation, so it's partly your fault. But if it was something like that, you could prove no, I was sitting still. So
Yeah.
you don't have to directly film them to protect yourself. They put in one ginkgo tree that turned yellow. That was an actual Hog Mountain name there.
Yeah. These are the ugliest houses I've ever seen in my life. They're most unbelievable.
Wow, that green one in Vancouver.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you imagine an entire
these are
neighborhood of just
Yeah.
those?
Yeah. These are new.
Yeah, what is with that vertical and horizontal paneling? Siding.
I don't know.
That's pretty bad.
Oh, it's terrible. And there's still 4 or 5 of the original ones for sale, so they must be just horribly made.
Well, I think they're all pretty poorly made.
Yes, you're
They're
right.
probably just asking too much for them.
Yep.
But there are different degrees of poorly made. But the Jefferson was well made, but it was just made in such a bad place that it was not a good place to live. At least you can see a few trees still.
Yeah.
What are those short shrubs that are bright red?
I think it would mean that it was Moses something, but it's not. It's a burning bush. That's why I think that's what it's called, a burning bush. I've forgotten what for obvious reasons.
Yeah. I don't guess the underground house is still up here.
No.
Yeah, something's wrong here because I've lost another 30 minutes of memory, but this video is 20 minutes long. So that's bizarre. That's what happened at the very end of the drive. I thought I had just enough memory to get into Lawrenceville, and it died on 124, almost to Lawrenceville.
Well, it's just not accurate.
Definitely not, but it was accurate in the beginning. So
Weird.
something has changed, but I don't know what. Even doing a factory reset didn't do anything.